Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our PTA Association meeting. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 8:33 a.m. At this time, I'd like to call our VP, Emily Manninger, up for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Good morning, everyone. Please stand and place your hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Emily. Okay, there's agendas on the back table. If you didn't get one, please help yourself to it. May I get a motion to approve the agenda? Allie. Second, Emily. Thank you. For excused absences, today we have Michelle, Steve, Armene, Taliesin, and Laurel. The minutes from the last association meeting are also posted on the back table. If I can get a motion to approve those, please. Alina first, Ms. Siegel second, thank you. Okay, at this time I'm going to have, our treasurer is not here, but I'm going to have Ali come up and read the treasurer's report for us for the last two association meetings because we missed the one last time.
Good morning. Okay, let's see if I do this right. We have from September 28 to November 16, the balance on hand is $22,760.80. The total deposits it's going to be $41,510.56, and total disbursements $35,913.77. Balance on hand as of November 16, 2016 is $28,357.59. We have copies on the table, right? Yes. In case you want to see all the checks that it's there. And then the other one is from November 17 to January 24th. The balance on hand is $28,357.59. Total deposits $1,068.82. Total disbursements $2,937.19. And the balance on hand as of the 24th of January 2017 is $26,489.22. So we have copies there, and I need to make a motion to approve these and the checks.
And Elizabeth. Thank you. Tracy was the first, and who was the second? Elizabeth, thank you. And that was actually, the treasurer's report will be filed for the audit, and that was to ratify, to pay for all the checks. They're all listed on the back, so you're welcome to go take a look for every single check that we've written since September. Okay? Okay, at this time, we're going to start with the president's report. So just to let you know, this is it's a slow month for the PTA, but there's a couple things happening. This Friday we have our second Parents' Night Out at Mathnasium. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. $10 a child. There's food, games, 2 hours of fun for the parents to go grab some dinner, come back for $10. So that's great. If you haven't signed up, you can call Mathnasium directly. Flyers went out in last week's Thursday folders, and there is more in the front office. So that's what's going on this Friday. Also coming up, please mark your calendars. March 3rd, we're going to have our PTA Founders Day celebration. It's going to be at 7 p.m. at Impressions Banquet Hall. It's a new place this year. And we're going to have those invites going out next Thursday. So be on the lookout for that coming up as far as our second PTA event coming in March. Right now, I would please need your help in releasing some funds, and that will be it as far as my part for the President's report. So our first release would be for $50 for Ms. Siegel and I to attend our district Founders Day meeting at $25 each. This is the Founders Day that all the principals and PTA presidents attend together. I'm just going to bundle this up, and at the end, if anyone has any questions, you can ask questions. If not, we'll vote on it at the end. The second release of funds is for $5,750 for Founders Day. The third one is $1,200 for the legislative conference, which will take place in Sacramento. So 2 PTA members will be able to attend that. And the third one is, the fourth one, I'm sorry, is going to be for the block party for $1,000. And one more, we're going to release the fund because we need to start planning for the mother and daughter event coming up in April for $3,500. Are there any questions for any of these? Okay, can I please get a motion to approve releasing those funds? Marissa first. Can I get a second, please? Ally, thank you. Okay, we also need to vote on the 2 people attending the legislative conference. It will be Ally, our legislative chair, and myself. Can I get a motion to approve that? Jess first. Can I get a second, please? Alina, thank you. And our coffee and baked goods are here, so please feel free to help yourselves anytime.
Jess.
First was Jess, yes, thank you. You know, I do have one more thing that we need to approve, so it's in the new business, and that's the election of the nominating committee. Right now, the nominating committee will start looking into the slate for next year's PTA board. At this time, we have Alina, Ronnie, Sungwon, Emily, and Elizabeth on the nominating committee, and we need to vote to approve them on that committee. May I please get a first? Marissa. Jess, second. Thank you. Okay, that's it for me. Right now, I'll go hand over, the microphone over to Ms. Siegel, and then we'll have our math specialist. I'm sorry? Okay. For what?
Good morning. Thank you for coming. My principal's report is going to be this short because I know you didn't come here and see me talk. Came here to hear Mr. Hamo, which you are very fortunate to have such a wealth of knowledge in the room with us. My report is 2 things. You perhaps know by now that all students are currently undergoing our mid-year iReady assessments. These assessments are from the district. They're diagnostic. They help the teachers monitor progress and make instructional plans for the kids. So they are all taking their mid-year language arts and math iReady assessments currently. Many of them are doing them in the library with Mrs. Dow and have been getting them done really, really quickly and really efficiently. So we're happy about that. Additionally, our intervention that we began in the fall, I guess is when we began, has kind of graduated out, and we're redoing a second session that's a little bit different in nature in terms of focus. We're focusing more on reading comprehension rather than phonics. So if your child was involved at all, they may have received a letter that said they graduated out, or new kids may have been invited to join to spend, it's about 20 to 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week with an intervention teacher. So we're very happy that we have the funds and the personnel to do this year. And those students were the first to take their iReady mid-year assessments, and the growth we've seen in the majority of those kids is huge. So we're feeling very confident that what we're doing is making a difference. So that's good news for us. That's really all I have, unless you have any questions about those things. Excellent. All right. Well then, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mr. Hamo, who I've worked with for a very long time. I had the pleasure of being his principal at Glen Oaks, and we worked together. Yeah, I was his boss, but I'm not anymore. Now we're just extremely good friends. So Matt, I mean, I don't know if he's going to tell you, but his math background is extensive. He's also a professor at Cal State Dominguez Hills, teaching new teachers math, which is about the most exciting thing I think we could have him do. So, welcome.
Hi, everybody. Just to make sure, is it okay if I do not use the mic? I have a pretty loud outside voice. And in fact, I know everyone's getting treats and everything. If I can have people come as close as possible and sit next to at least one other person, this is an interactive presentation, and I love it when people talk to one another. And yes, I'm going to make you do math. I hope that's okay. You are going to do math. Don't worry. We're in it together. So if I can have everyone move forward when they can. We have pencils. You need just a little bit of scratch paper. So if you want to maybe write on the back of the agenda, that's fine. But Ms. Faida also brought construction paper, if you love writing on construction paper. So we can get all of those to you as well.
April, did you want a pencil or?
It's not extensive math, so you don't need tables. You can use it, but even if you sat up here, you could still do the math and not feel. It will not make you do too much, I promise. Raise your hand if you need a pencil or paper. Thank you, Ms. Siegel. Thank you, Ms. Worley. I'm going to try not to trip here. That'll be my goal for this presentation. I'm trying not to fall over. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start. As Ms. Siegel said, I was at Glen Oaks last before I came out of the classroom. This is my 17th year in the district, teaching grades 3 through 8. The last 10 years, I was at Glen Oaks teaching 6th grade, and it's one of those grades like kindergarten. Once you get there, people are like, yeah, you'll be our 6th grade teacher now, because nobody else wanted to do it, I guess, at 6th grade. But they're a ton of fun. Now I get to work with kids from kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade, and get to see all that's happening. My passion is math. I've taught everything, but my passion is definitely math. One of my goals in life, I used to tell Ms. Siegel, is to make everybody not scared of math. Because unfortunately, we still have that anxiety and fear of math. And after a year and a half in this position, it's been amazing to see the growth in the kids, in the teachers, in the parents. I will admit that it hasn't been smooth. There's been kinks in the road, but the excitement that we're seeing is making this job really worth it, because it was hard for me to leave the classroom. I love teaching, I love being in front of kids, but to be able to help other teachers and prospective teachers now has been really rewarding. And one of my favorite things is to work with parents and let you see kind of what your kids are seeing, because I'm also a parent of 2 kids in Glendale. My daughters are now in Glen Oaks. They're 5th grade and 2nd grade. And I will admit, there are times where I'm right there with you going, I don't understand what's going on. And I'm in the math department, and I'm part of this. So I know it's frustrating, but I hope today's presentation will help clarify a few things. And then at the end, I will be more than happy to stick around and answer some questions that you have. But I'm going to make you be my students for the next 45 minutes. Are we ready? All right. So be honest. I'm going to ask a few questions first. Whoa, what happened there? When you were younger, did you consider yourself good at math? That's the first question. Secondly, wow, something weird happened. Secondly, what does it mean to be good at math? And finally, the third question is, what were your experiences like when you were a child? All right? Think about those for a second. When you're ready, turn to at least one other person. In groups of 2 or 3, just share. Go for it. I'm going to eavesdrop if that's okay. Let's take 15 more seconds. All right, raise your hand if you really, this is therapeutic and you want to keep going. Raise your hand if you're good. All right, if I can have your attention, generally when I've done this, and I'm sorry, I was going to eavesdrop, but then I started a really good conversation. But so what I'll do is, let me take a little survey. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being I would love for math to disappear off the face of the planet when I was a kid. 5 being I couldn't get enough of it. This is what I had a passion for. In elementary school, how would you rank yourself? 1 is I did not want to do any math. 5 is I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it. 2, 3, 4 is right in the middle. Where were you?
3.
Okay. Show of hands. Okay. How about when you moved into middle school or junior high? How about high school? Okay, the general trend is down, but did I miss anyone? Did anybody go up from elementary to? Because that does happen sometimes. How many of you pursued math into graduate school? Or bachelor's or postgraduate? Okay, so some people did make it in there. The general trend, having done this presentation for many adults, and by the way, this presentation, the first time I did it was for my students a year and a half ago now, and I'll share with you what they said. The general trend, even for people who are going to become our next teachers, is negative. It starts well in elementary school and starts going downhill. And for a number of reasons, whether it was that teacher that really turned you off to math, or fractions, or algebra, or trigonometry. We all have that story of where it starts to go off. And unfortunately, the conventional feeling is just what you shared right now. Math is something that is to be understood, and at some point, it no longer makes sense. I don't feel good at it. I have that anxiety, and I stop. And math anxiety, there's tons of research. A professor at Stanford that we follow closely, she says now that there's anxiety being reported in kids as young as 5 and 6 years old. As young as 5 and 6 years old, we're having kids turned off to math. And obviously there's something here, something that we want to change. And our goal right now is just to get kids excited about math and see the beauty in it, just like we say the beauty in literature, the beauty in learning about history and science. So if you're ready, I'm going to start you guys off. And we're going to do some math. And the first one, you don't need any paper and pencil. And it's not a trick question. It's just, how many dots do you see? It's not a trick question. It's 5. This is not, we haven't gotten to calculus yet. This is 5. This is 5. But how do you see those 5 dots? How do you see those 5 dots? How many of you see the 4 and the 1 next to it? Okay. Anyone see 3 and 2? Do you see the 3 and 2 now? The 3 on the side like a triangle and then 2 on that side. Anyone see 2, 2, and 1? Yes. Okay. Now this simple trick, this simple skill starts in kindergarten. They start to learn how to subitize, how to see numbers quickly, but be able to break it up as well. How about now? How many do you see now? 7. This time think, how did you see those 7? And is there more than one way? Share with the person next to you. Is there any other way you can see? Or 3? How many of you saw it as the 5 and the 2? 5 on top, 2 on the bottom. How about 4 and 3? 4 on the side, 3 more. Did anyone see it as, yes, Mrs. Siegel?
I saw it as 3 empty things, and I knew that bar was 10, so I did 10 times.
See, that's a good principal. She's been in a first grade classroom. kindergartners and first graders see this as a 10 frame. This is a 10 frame, and it's 10 with 3 missing. And in kindergarten, if they can see it that way, it's amazing. Because one of the goals in kindergarten is for students to be able to make 10s and be able to know that 7 and 3 makes 10. So if there's 3 missing, that must mean there's 7 of them there. That's a really cool skill. Now, why would we want to stress this 10 frame in kindergarten and first grade? It's the basis of our number system. Our number system is a base 10 system. So for them to understand tens is crucial, not only for place value and number sense, but for addition and subtraction that's coming up. All right, how many total do you see this time? Okay, 15? Now, before you talk, see if you can come up with at least 2 different ways to make that 15. When you're ready, again, share. I'm going to come back here and eavesdrop this time. I didn't get the 15. So at this point, I have already heard 6 different ways. 6 different ways. So I'm going to take the conversation to the table in the back. I did it this way and this way, but I don't know which one's the correct way. Say that again?
There's no correct.
There is no correct way. It's what your, how did you say it? It's what your eyes see?
It's whatever your eye goes to.
Absolutely, it's what you see first. And when we pose this to first graders, guess how many different ways they have for solving this? 6 or 7 different ways. And which one's correct? I don't know. Let's think. Some groups said 5 and 5 on top makes 10, 5 more on the bottom. Some of you went to the negative space and said there's 20 with 5 missing. Some of you are my iPad generation of swiping. You said, I'm going to move 3 over here, that's 10, and there's 5 over there. Or 2 over there, that's 10, and 5 over here. Right? I've even had first graders say there's 4 and 6 makes 10, and 5 more. But there's one commonality between the methods you guys are all using. You're all using the base 10 system. You're trying to make 10s. And that's a great strategy. It's a fantastic strategy. Some of you said 7 and 8 is 15. You use your number facts. That's perfectly fine too. If you know 7 and 8 is 15, perfect. But it's fun to see this movement. And this is the beginning of addition. You are now starting the understanding of addition. This conceptual understanding, which is key to becoming fluent and knowing 7 plus 8 is 15. Because you do need to know 7 plus 8 is 15 by the end of 2nd grade. And by the end of 1st grade, we already have 1st graders who know it. Perfect. They didn't memorize it. They understand it. They know exactly why 7 plus 8 is 15. Let's move on. How many total dots do you see now? It's not as hard as you think. Okay. Don't shout it out this time. This time let's go straight to what is the answer, and how did you get there, and how many different ways can you think of? And don't worry if you didn't get the right answer. How is your brain thinking about it? I'm going to go stand at this side. Alright. How did you do it? Okay. But they are supposed to recommend. How did you figure me out? Raise your hand if you want more time. Everyone good? I think 65 is what we agreed on. And I heard the negative space again. I heard that we could do the 7 10 frames at 70. And by the way, doesn't it help that we have these 10 frames there? It really does make it nice to be able to count quickly by 10s. That is something that the kids learn. They learn that base 10 really helps us count quickly. And they count by 10s early in first grade. Some kindergartners can do it very easily as well. But I saw some of you again noticing the 7 and 8. Yes, I did recycle my dots. And so at the end you knew there was 15 more. So 50 and 15, 65. Some of you did 50 and then you made a 60, 5 more. Now, this problem, I used to have the digits up there as well, 27 plus 30, 27 plus 38. I used to have that up there. And what I found is some adults went straight to the algorithm. Even though I put it horizontally, they put it vertically and carried and did that. Is there anything wrong with that method? No, absolutely not. In fact, second graders do learn beginnings of that algorithm, and by 3rd and 4th grade, they master that algorithm. But we don't start there anymore. And the reason we've learned is because when kids start there, if they don't understand why it's working, they're arbitrary steps. That carrying process is arbitrary. But when they learn strategies along the way, not only does that make them stronger mathematicians, it helps them understand the algorithm when they do get there. Because the algorithm does become a shortcut, especially when you have multi-digit numbers. If I have 5,000 dots up there, I would like you to use an algorithm and count and do that quickly. Or if I have multiple numbers that you have to add. But when it comes to strategic thinking, this is what we're getting to. And I want to show you. Whoops. Oh my goodness, there's all sorts of slides missing right now. Well, can we have a little commercial break right now? Because my PowerPoint has decided to delete slides for you, and that's not good. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 2 problems. I don't have a whiteboard to put it up, so maybe I can write it. And I want you to talk about these 2 problems and how you solve it. All right? The first one, if you can write this down. But here's what I'm going to ask you to do. We're going to work together on this. So until I fix this, once you write the problems down, put your pencil down. I don't want you to use paper and pencil. Does that make sense? I'm going to give you 2 problems. I want to see what strategy would you use if you did not have your paper and pencil. Because I know paper and pencil, you can solve it in no time. The first problem is 298 plus 414. The 414. So 298 plus 414. The second problem is 112 divided by 4. Go ahead and spend some time thinking about that. I'll be back after these messages.